What's going on, y'all? So this one right here about to be funny as hell, man. Yeah, this was the second country I've ever been to, and I still was, getting used to traveling, and I still was learning different things. You know what I mean? So basically, I went to the Bahamas. So when I booked the trip, I really didn't think to look up the reviews. Like, it's the Bahamas, you know what I mean? So I'm not thinking you could possibly run into anything other than, just beauty and paradise, you know what I'm saying? So I booked a hotel. It was called the Coco Plum Hotel, right? Resort or whatever. It said it had a nightclub on the property, a restaurant, a bar, across the street from a beach and everything. So, I'm thinking it was going to be beautiful, you know what I mean? And I booked it. So, me and my girl, we had went out there, and it was just, funny as hell, man. If you ever seen that episode of Martin, where they went to the island, it was something similar to that, man. So, long story short, once we landed, I realized that they drive on the opposite side of the car out there. And, well, at least that car that we was in, it was designed like that. So once we get in the car and the taxi cab driver asks us where we going, I had basically said, the name of the hotel. He, at first, like I said, he greeted us. He was like, welcome to our island, things like that. Hope you have a wonderful stay. And once I told him where we were staying, he turned around and looked at me and made a face. And then he shook his head and was like, oh no, man, that's not one of the hotels we like to use to advertise the beautifulness of our country. So I was like, maybe he's used to this place, you know what I'm saying? And maybe he just don't think that's one of the better ones, but to me, it might all be paradise. So I'm not thinking none of it. So we arrived to our hotel, and basically, it looked like they let me off in the middle of nowhere. Like just a regular block, nothing fancy. Looked like I pulled up to like them there, like a regular ass building, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm like, where we at? He like, yeah, this your hotel. And all I see is a wall. So I'm like, what? So next to the wall was a door, and you go in there, and on top of that was a sign that said Land Shark. So I'm like, Land Shark? I thought we was going to the Coco Plum. They're like, oh yeah, that's the name they go by online. I'm like, what? So long story short, man, I walked in there, and yeah, it was exactly like Martin, man. The place looked raggedy. When I asked about the bar, it was a shelf they had in the office with 3 or 4 bottles on it. They didn't have no nightclub. I think they had like a speaker they played music out of or some shit like that. They didn't it was just trash. They didn't have no restaurant like they falsely advertised. And when I went to the room, it looked just like the room out of that episode of Martin, man. It was just horrible, man. So, I was upset, man. And that was the first time ever going through something like that. So I remember asking, on top of that, the beach across the street, it wasn't even accessible to people. It was a private beach. The houses that was lined up and down the beach, that was their private beach and everything like that. So you couldn't even get access to it. So everything about this trip was just starting off horrible. So then I remember asking them like, yo, man, what you have to eat? Like, what restaurants is around here? They're like, oh yeah, so Wendy's right down the block. I'm like, a Wendy's? I was like, nah, man, that's it, man. I asked for the Wi-Fi. I jumped on the Wi-Fi and I looked up nearby hotel or something better, and I booked that. I told myself like, yo, when I get back to the States, basically, I'll just call my bank or whatever and get my money back because they falsely advertised the spot. Just to let you know, when I got back to the States, I didn't get my money back, and that was the messed up thing about this whole trip. But I remember some more people walked in, and they had the same confused, shocked look that I did. You know what I mean? And it was just crazy, man. But other than that, I had booked this hotel next to the famous Atlantis Hotel. Atlantis Hotel is like one of the most famous spots out there. They have like this, big property and like this crazy pool and everything, and this like lazy river and everything attached to it, and it was dope, man. So basically, the hotel we stayed in was attached to it, so you had access to all the amenities. So from there, the trip was dope, and I went to pictures. It's like a lot of famous pictures out there, where there's this chair people usually take a picture at, and they had like a lot of high-end stores, Gucci, all that stuff like that, and it was pretty cool, man. I had some food. The food was cool, you know what I mean? And that's the first time I found out what conch is. You know what I mean? I had some conch and all that. I didn't know what that was, and I tried to enjoy my trip, man. I remember I went to an aquarium. It was like an overhead aquarium too, and everything like that. Like they had this one area where, you know, basically the fish and everything goes overhead and everything. And that was pretty cool, man. And like I said, the sights was beautiful. This was the second trip I've been to, like I said, second country. So, you know, that was plenty of phones ago. I done broke phones, lost phones, and things like that. So I'm doing this video right now, and after I finish, I'm gonna attempt to try to locate some of those old pictures and some of these old broken phones I have laying around. But yeah, man, that's basically about it, man. The messed up thing is the last day I had to come back to that hotel and basically stayed there for the day and just was like, you know, the trip is over, you know what I'm saying? The only plus side is somebody had left a bunch of money in my room at the next hotel we went to. And that was like maybe the only plus side to things, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but other than that, man, the story is funny, man. But I would like to revisit one day and try to, you know, do it a little better. All right, yeah. Peace. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and enjoy. Also, follow me on Instagram at FLYYYKING, FLYYYKING. Peace.